Hello and welcome to another update. In this one, I'll be focusing specifically on the Bakhmut front. Starting out to the southwest, we see that the Russian forces are attacking in the direction of Jazov Yar, as well as Ivanivske, and to the southwest of Bakhmut, where they are advancing from the cemetery area. To the east of Bakhmut, the fighting continues both in the southeast as well as to the northeast, as the Russian forces are trying to advance within this section. And finally, to the north of the Bakhmut city, we see that the Russian forces are continuing their attacks both to the south of Pereskovivka in the direction of Berhivka, also to the east of Pereskovivka, to the north of Pereskovivka, and the northwest of Pereskovivka. They're attacking in every direction in Pereskovivka, and they're also attacking the direction of Dubovo-Vasilivka and Berhivka. The Russian forces have managed to capture a larger section of the highway between Bakhmut and Sloviansk, where they have taken this whole section here. And according to the latest update by Syriac Mapping, they have captured this whole area here, which is marked out in yellow. They have captured this northern part of Pereskovivka, as well as this western part out of the section of control that they earlier had. So they have advanced within the E40 highway, as well as advanced in the direction of Selizhnyanske, and they've captured the whole eastern bank of this river line here between Vasilivka and Selizhnyanske. With this, they have a more sturdy flank, which allows them to advance further in the southwestern direction, which is why we've seen this much of an advance, because they've successfully captured the river bank, which means that they can focus more of their troops on breakthroughs and longer offensives. So with this, they have captured a larger section of the highway. They will now be attacking the direction of Selizhnyanske, trying to capture that, and then southwest towards Orihovo, Vasilivka, as well as Dubovo, Vasilivka, and Berhivka. By capturing these villages as well, they will cut off yet another road between Bakhmut and the northwestern area. By having this village chain of Orihovo towards Berhivka, the Ukrainian forces still have a road between Bakhmut and Sloviansk, where the Ukrainian forces will go down the highway all the way down to this area, past the canal, and then they will go through their villages to Bakhmut. But with this, the Russian forces can now attack these villages and prevent the supplies going through that highway as well. With that, they will have the one between Jazov Yar and Bakhmut, and there's this extra one here that goes through this northern area, goes down south, and then connects to the area as well. However, this is a very difficult supply line, and it will be very long, which will put a lot of strain on the supplies going to Bakhmut. This means that generally the Ukrainian forces and the supply lines to Bakhmut is in a very dire situation, as the Russian forces are cutting off the main routes, and there's only one usable route that is significant for the Ukrainians to defend, which is the one between Jazov Yar and Bakhmut. And with the Wagner PMC continuing their advances to the south of the TO 504 highway and reaching this forest line here to the north of it, they will be able to start hitting that road as well, which means that Bakhmut is very close to being operationally encircled. Similar to how Pereskovivka is now completely cut off, as the only road out of this area here is this one to the south, which the Russian forces are very close to. This is a matter of a couple hundred meters, about 300 meters. And with that, we can see that the Ukrainian forces are essentially within small arms range of the Russian forces, the Russian positions south of Pereskovivka, which means that they have no escape from Pereskovivka and they have no supply route into it, so they are completely cut off. So it is only a matter of time before the Russian forces capture Pereskovivka, and it is noted that there's about 1,000 to 1,500 Ukrainian soldiers within the village. With that, the Russian forces will be able to attack in the direction of Berhivka, Dubovo, Vasilivka and Orihovo Vasilivka. Capturing this road will allow the Russian forces to go further south in the direction of Yahidne, Bohdanivka and Hryhorivka, and further attacking the direction of the canal and expanding their zone of control there, attacking Jazov Yar from both the north and the south. And if we look at the deep state map, they've also updated this part here. If we use the topographic version of the map, we can see here that the Orihovo Vasilivka area is in a valley. There are these heights to the north of it. The Ukrainians are currently holding these heights, but that will be the next target for the Russian forces. If they manage to advance further south and take these heights, then the next heights will be these ones south of these villages, and then there will be the final one to the north of Jazov Yar. And at the same time, they are holding At the same time, the Ukrainian forces are holding these heights to the south of Chasiv Yar, which is the next one for the Russian forces, as they currently control the heights south of the highway, which means that the Russian forces will want to aim to capture the heights here to the south of Chasiv Yar and to the east of Chasiv Yar, and to the north of Oryhovo-Vasilivka-Berehivka line, as well as the ones to the south of those. If they capture these, all roads in and out of Bakhmut will be cut off, and the Ukrainians will be operationally encircled in Bakhmut. With this, we can see that the Russian forces are at the same time attacking these villages here, Selesnyanska and Vasyokivka, which are also situated on heights. By capturing these, then the next ones will be Privila, which will also be in heights. However, the significance of capturing a village like Selesnyanska is that they will enter these heights and then they'll be able to attack southwards in the direction of Oryhovo-Vasilivka, where the Ukrainians will not have the heights advantage, which means that they can advance westwards and then southwards in the direction of the villages, or continue southwards to gain control over the heights to the north of Ryhorivka. Either way, the Russian forces are in a situation where they need to go north and west, and that the next targets are Selesnyanske, Berehivka, Dubovo-Vasilivka, and Oryhovo-Vasilivka. And that is all for this update. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.